Alright guys, so welcome back to another video. So today I want to do an experiment with my driver. As you know, most drivers have weights on the back. I have an M1, but any driver normally have some weights here. And what I want to do is I want to do some experiments and see what is the best setting for me. There's a lot of talk online where they tell you, yeah, if you shift the weight to the right or left or put this up or down, it will affect your trajectory, whether you want to fade or draw. But I think it's quite difficult to determine that, in my opinion, especially for an amateur player like me. So what I'm going to do is just going to start with my current setting and then kind of switch around and see what happens. So stay tuned. Okay, so these are the settings that I'm talking about. Mine is 10.5. I have here set more towards the bottom, and here I have it in the middle. So what I'm going to do is take a few shots as it is now. High trajectory, you shift this to the left, and low trajectory, shift this to the right. And you want to draw, you put this weight on the bottom or fade on the top. So we're going to find out. Okay, so I got the standard setting on the weights that I'm using now. So I'm going to see. Let's see what happens. Just going to do my standard swing. I'm not doing anything different. Okay, this was pretty straight, low, and a little bit to the left. This one is left again and low. Okay, so before I continue, I want to say that I was hitting low shots, and the reason why is because I wasn't finishing my swing. So as an amateur player, I could easily say, I need to change the setting on this and put it high, but absolutely had nothing to do with it. I was kind of finishing low like this, like a stinger. So if I finish high, it will go high. So I'll show you. Okay, so now I'm going to finish high, and I'll show you that it had nothing to do with the weights. It was just to do with my swing. So here we go. Just got to finish high. You can see that it's going high now. So I would say before you start messing with the weights here, make sure you're having a consistent swing. So let's take a few more shots with the proper swing now. Okay, this was lower, but it's still pretty good. Had a good roll. Total 220, so that's pretty good. That's what I want. Okay, this one I kind of overturned a little bit too much, and I kind of sliced it. Let's look at the club face. I came a little bit over the top, lost some distance, close and outside in. So right now, what I could say about my settings, I think I would not play with this ones right here because I don't really want it lower. If I want it lower, I just keep my swing a little low and it will get it lower. I think if I risk putting it higher, then it will be too high. The only thing that I can consider is changing this right here, and I think this is going to affect it the most. This is at the draw setting right now, so I'm going to put it in neutral and see what happens. All right, so I got it right in the center, so it should not encourage a draw anymore, but in my mind, I'm always trying to play a draw. Okay, good contact, and actually I'm surprised that that one didn't, actually I drew more with the setting in the middle than with the setting on the draw, so very interesting. The problem is if I play a draw and I have the setting as a draw here with the weights here, then I tend to hook it, so I might be better off with the setting right there in the middle. Okay, so I can tell you exactly how that felt. It wasn't the greatest, but actually I drew the ball more than before, so that's quite it's very, very interesting. And I think what's happening is that when I have the setting on a draw, and if I hit too much of a draw, I end up slicing it. If I put the weights right in the middle, it's not going to do that. It's actually going to play the draw. So okay, so this felt really, really good. About 225 yards, and it was a draw. It was a baby draw, and I think if I would have the setting all the way to the draw, I think that would have been a hook, to be honest. Okay, so I'm gonna try to just overcook a draw. Just gonna have to, don't hit a hook, but I'm gonna try to really draw it. So this is either gonna slice or or a hook. So okay, this felt like a hook, and it wasn't hit very well either, but 215 carry, and I'll tell you, with the other setting, that would have been a hook. I can almost assure you that. Okay, so let me show you what I did. And it is a compromise, I think. So my setting was basically here before, and I did hit some good shots, and even at the course, I gotta tell you, but I did also hit some hooks. And in 18 holes, I did hit probably like 2-3 hooks, and also slices. So with this setting here, what it's doing is limiting not only the hooks. The hooks, I think it completely eliminates the hooks. You're still gonna slice it, but it's gonna limit the slice as well, in my opinion, because a lot of times when you play a hard draw, even in this setting, it starts to slice. And with the setting here, it's gonna limit the slice, in my opinion. Okay, it was pretty nice. This was pretty straight. So I'm actually better off with this setting, I have to be honest. It's easier, even it's much more forgiving than the setting before. Less hooks and less slices. All right, so it's been about 2-3 days later, and I've been trying the setting right in the middle. And what I wanted to say is that when I used to have it in the low side, in the bottom, to promote a draw, my misses were either a slice or a hook. Now, after 2-3 days of having it right in the middle, and I feel like when I want to like push to have a draw, it's still gonna draw. It's never gonna hook. So I have not have one hook with this setting right here. And a slice, yeah, I have a few slices, but never a hook. So let me show you. Wow, I'm getting some nice fades with this setting. I'm loving it actually. This is great. More distance than before, and a slight fade. So ultimately what I want to say is that with this setting right here, right in the middle, I cannot eliminate my misses to the left. So no more hooks, especially when I go out in the course and I have those, maybe I cannot afford to miss to the left and I overcook it and it goes to the water or out of bounds. So I can definitely take the left side of my game out with this setting. Not the right, obviously. I can still slice it. But for me, I think that just takes a one part off, because before I used to hook it and I used to slice it. So with this setting, I can say that I'm not going to hook it anymore. Okay, so there's a little draw there, and that definitely felt like a hook, I can say, with the other settings. So this was straight out the line, just a baby draw. Really good distance for me. There's about 220 carry and actually good swing speed. So remember, even if it says it's draw, I know it's kind of it's strange for me to say that, but a lot of times when you put it for a draw, you're gonna actually get a slice. It's gonna want the face to close really quick. And when you do that, and if you come just a little bit outside in, you're gonna slice it. So be careful with that setting. Okay, so this was straight, nice, down the fairway, good distance, and well, actually great distance for me. Now in the neutral setting, if I really want to draw, I have to put a lot of effort into it. So, and that's how it should be, I think. If you want to draw the ball, you have to aim a little bit to the right and then keep the face shut. So if I'm putting the setting in the draw setting right here, I'm not doing that. It's just a patch that I'm putting in my swing, and I think in the long run, it's not going to help me. There goes a little baby draw. Not hit very well, but same distance, about 220 carry. So I think if I start drawing it now, I'm gonna get more distance if I get the right feeling in drawing it. Okay, that felt really good. It felt like I drew that one. So it was a baby draw. I got the most distance there. How about 225 carry, so 230 total. That was great. Great shot. And then to me, that felt like I had to do it myself. I didn't have to rely on the setting. So if I really want to draw it, I have to really push, keep the club face shut. If I were to do it on the other setting, it will be just a hook. So, all right, guys. So that was it for the video. So make sure when you look at your driver settings, play around with them, but don't do like I did before. You know, keep it in one setting just because it says draw or fade. It's not going to help your swing. You're not. It's just going to be a patch put in there, and actually, it might work out the opposite way. If you put a draw, you might actually hook it, or you might actually start slicing more your shots. So I would say if you really want to draw, just leave it in neutral. I wouldn't actually mess with any of the drive. I would put neutral and neutral. If you want to do it, work on your swing to try to do it yourself. Don't try to rely on the weight on the bottom or on the top to delay the turn. I wouldn't do that. I think it's gonna affect your other clubs as well, you know, because if you train yourself like this with your driver, then when you go to your irons, it's gonna be different, and that's not gonna be any good. So anyways, that's just my opinion. I hope you find the video useful. Make sure to leave a like, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time.